Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates with Nolan Baker and Scott Kirshner. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. It's 419-794-3030. Online, americasretirementheadquarters.com. Have the pandemic, inflation, and recent market decline affected retirement income? The Boston College Center for Retirement Studies says yes, and not in a good way. In 2019, the median retirement income was over $56,000 a year. Today, that number has dropped to $46,000. So as the market goes, so has retirement income. Guys, can we build retirement income that's not affected by the whims of the stock market?
Yeah, absolutely. There's ways to do that. But, first of all, if you look at that number in 2019, the median retirement income was $56,000. And today that number's dropped to $46,000. So it's almost like a double whammy, right? Not only did you have it go down maybe because of your market portfolio going down, at the flip end of the scale, you've got inflation up at double digit.
Sure.
So the cost of everything has dramatically gone up. So that
That's right.
$46,000 of spending, doesn't buy the same thing that the $56,000 does because of the impact on inflation. So when you look at it that way, it's again a double whammy. When you're looking at building retirement income and how to build retirement income and the things that are not affected by the ups and downs of the stock market, I think there are a lot of smart decisions that folks need to make. One of the first decisions, and one that's maybe often overlooked, is making a smart selection when deciding when to draw Social Security income. If you look at the statistics that are out there, it's roughly about 70% of people elect to draw Social Security benefits before their full retirement age, ultimately electing to take a lifetime penalty and a reduction in benefits. It's so important that you run the numbers. Social Security is still going to be the cornerstone of somebody's retirement income. The second thing that you want to do is you want to take a look at like pensions. So if you're one of the blessed ones that still works for a place that has a pension, a lot of people will opt for a lump sum pension, where sometimes taking the monthly income can be much better off because those are two areas that are not affected by the ups and downs of the stock market. The next thing is it's a good idea when you're looking at your stock market account to take into consideration the dividends and interest that are generated off of your stocks and bonds. The concept there is to try to live off the fruits, not chop down your tree.
Sure.
And so many people don't realize that the amount of dividends and interest that you get is a controllable choice. So by investment selection process, you can choose to invest in dividend-paying companies or you can choose not to. And then what we've seen in 2022, you've already seen that transition where people have been moving away from growth with higher inflation to more value-oriented, traditionally dividend-paying stocks. So it's another opportunity that the market is kind of moving into. And then the last category that can be used to provide that predictable income are things like immediate annuities, you have fixed annuities, you have indexed annuities. A lot of those vehicles can provide predictable income. And an annuity is some type of insurance contract guarantee where you have different guarantees for interest. You can get different guarantees on the amount of payment that you have. And when you're wanting to have and build retirement income that's not affected by the ups and downs of the market, to me, one of the most important things is make sure you have enough reliable income to cover your minimum monthly income needs. So what it costs to, keep the lights on, put the roof over your head, have a vehicle, groceries, stuff like that. You need to have that more of comfortable. When you're looking at your stock and bond market money, that's more of your paycheck. So that's your fun money. So you can take some of the cruises and, the years that the market doesn't work out, then those are the years that maybe you don't spend a little bit extra. Those are the years where you live off of more of the retirement income that's more consistent. So a couple of different choices and three different options for you.
One thing, Nolan, a lot of the people that I'm running into now during AEP is I'm shocked at the number of people. Like you said, 70% of the people are taking Social Security. I'm shocked at the number of people that are on Social Security at 62 years old. It really, really surprises me. And one of the other things I think is always, and I always like to put in my 2 cents here because a lot of people don't understand this. They think that it says on their Social Security statement, my full retirement age is, say, 66 and 6 months. And they think, well, I have to work until 66, 6 months. That's my full retirement age. And I think a lot of people just don't understand. That doesn't mean you have to keep working. If you have the resources available and you can retire anytime you want, really. That just means don't take Social Security until then. And as we've always talked, waiting till age 70 is always the optimal time to do that. But I'm really, really shocked and surprised at the number of people that really have no concrete understanding of how Social Security works. And if you don't understand it and you want information on that, we've got the guys here that the Social Security claims strategists that really can help out, make you understand a lot clearer. How many different strategies are there? Like 700 or something like that?
There's a couple hundred now. It used to be 700, and then what they do is they keep eliminating some of the strategies, but there's still several hundred options available for a married couple. And when you add it up, what a married couple can get over the course of their entire retirement years, it can be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, a simple decision may not always be the best decision. It's one of those things that you kind of want to run the numbers. We have the Social Security optimization software to help, build out that retirement income plan. That's, a big part of it. But again, don't pass up some of the other opportunities, like, again, looking for ways to increase your predictable interest or dividend income, looking at ways to add more reliable income into the portfolio to help kind of smooth out some of the ride that you have. Lots of choices.
It's all about having that guaranteed income to make sure that your monthly expenditures are covered. And, pensions have certainly gone by the wayside. I think in the 70s, it was about 2/3 of all Americans had it. These days, it's a little less than a quarter of them, about 23% is the number. And so, how do you supplement that guaranteed income? Social Security, obviously, everyone is going to get that. That is a factor. But as you said, there's lots of different ways to claim it. And people out there working probably haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about when they're going to turn on Social Security. They just know that eventually they're going to. And, the fear of the solvency of it maybe entices them to turn it on early. So a lot of people perhaps do it improperly, but we're talking about guaranteed income for the rest of your life. And as Nolan said, the difference could be hundreds of thousands of dollars for a married couple. So make sure you get that right. And then also see if there are other components that could come into play, perhaps using a fixed index annuity or things like that, just to make sure that, it's not something that you have to worry about down the line, the solvency of that. We're going to talk more about longevity in a little bit and how that plays in. But let me give out the number really quick, 419-794-3030. If you have questions about, maybe you have a pension, you're presented with a buyout offer and you want to look at those options or taking that lump sum. If you want to have questions about your Social Security or just other forms of guaranteed income, 419-794-3030, or go online to the website, Americasretirementheadquarters.com.